Hey guys, we actually have a nice day for once here in North Carolina. It's not raining. I had a viewer request fixing water leaks in your Acadia, Traverse, whatever shares this platform, and I'll just share with you real quick what I've learned. So in our experience, if you have water get in through the sunroof because the drains are clogged or there's a problem with that, it gets inside the headliner, and this thing is like a rigid plastic, and it will actually hold gallons of water, or it appears to be, and it will sit inside there until you come to a stop. And I've had it gush out underneath in the front and run down the windshield or on the floor, or you get in the car and there's a puddle of water on the floor because the drains don't drain properly. Now I have taken these panels off and checked that there's the tube that runs from the front of the sunroof down into the cowl of the car, and I've pulled these off multiple times. There's been no problem there. I even pulled the front of the dash off. So here's what I do now. So up here at the sunroof itself, water can get around this seal because it's not a watertight seal, but they're expecting that, so they build a channel in for water to escape. There's a hole, I don't know if you can see it, down in here, and that's what connects to the front tube. This whole sunroof is one big package because this has the rear moonroof, which does not open, but this whole thing is one assembly they put in at one time. The rear roof has glass, but there's no gasket. It's glued in, and it sits with a gap all the way around it. And I believe on this car that glue joint was defective because there are drains built into the back where it goes past the glass. Here's what it's supposed to look like. There's a gap where this rear glass is glued in behind that. Well, the rear moonroof is the same setup, and it has tubes that drain in the front. And I actually pulled the headliner down and discovered that water was coming in around the glass. So I'm not sure this glass was properly glued in. So I used black RTV sealant, and I filled that entire gap all the way around, and that solved that problem. But occasionally you get some leaks in the front, so I'll show you how I clean those drains real quick. Okay, so to simulate rain, we will pour some water in. I'm hoping you can see this. It runs down through this hole right here. On occasion, these will get clogged, and we have oak trees with a bunch of sap, black stuff that runs off the trees that will clog those. What I typically do when that happens is I have a blowgun, and I've stuck a little piece of rubber hose on it. You can get that down in that hole. Actually, let me show you the other side. That hole's right there. You put that rubber tip in and just give it a little blast of air. You don't want to go crazy and blow the hose off in the car, but let's test it anyway. It's probably a good idea. I rinse these out. So essentially, if you keep those clean, you should be able to keep your car water free. And that is where the water exits the vehicle. It runs down under the hood and drips out below and behind the front wheel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.